Doktor keluar bersatu pada bulan 7 bulan 10 2022. Doktor menyatakan bahawa antara sebab peletakan jawatan tu adalah punca masalah kesihatan, tugas lain. Cuma a few days selepas itu doktor menyertai PKR. So sebenarnya sebab apa doktor? Mungkin your principle ke apa ke?
Tanya betul dia bagi leading question, leading answer.
Tapi memang begitulah kesihatan masa itu. I was just recovering from quadruple bypass in 2019 dan aktif dalam politik pun tak banyak dah. And so my focus was primarily on writing, researching, and masa itu saya diberi tugas di MDEC to clean up the MDEC and put in the system. Biasalah macam tu. So that was I was focusing on. And then when it comes to politics, I was apart from cursory comments and op-ed dan begitulah penulisan dan TV appearance, so restricted. Tetapi bila saya melihat ada beberapa perkara yang tidak sehaluan dengan apa yang mula-mula saya berkecimpung dalam politik. I was never a politician. In fact, Raf can always tell you, I always like to use the word, I'm not a politician. And I was never a politician. I was always a technocrat. Telecom, IT, this and that. Masuk tu tahun 2015 for the first time when Tan Sri Mohidin was sacked. And that was the time that interest in politics came about. Tapi more on the administrative, setting it up, the constitution, the logo, getting people galvanized and support and strategy and tactical, macam itulah. Tetapi masa itu get a lot of macam tu Mahathir. At the time he was like reluctant to form a party. So tapi saya kata the only way to fight is to form a party, and the party must be a Malay based party, because any other party will be called as pengkhianat. And 5 principle lah: reform, justice, inclusiveness, moderation and progressive. So these are the core principle. So saya melihat pada masa tu that things are being is moving away and to become real politics. And then adalah banyak yang join the party at that time. So bila but at the same time I was talking to Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim on the political front, but the only thing that I said that politically I don't want to be active. Tetapi at that point of time I nampak 5 principle ni very congruent to PKR. Masa itulah. And therefore that's why I ni. Tetapi fast forward sekarang ni, this is cerita pelik. This is the first time I'm talking publicly, Raf.
Okay.
And I was never allowed to be active in party, PKR.
Okay.
And I was quite amazed that I'm not saying that I'm the best, I'm the good or whatever, tapi with all the experiences that I've have, takkanlah saya tak boleh contribute to the party. So bila saya cuba tanya mengapa, then the answer was, is a very interesting answer. This is from a very senior PKR even now in the position, and that person told me that dia ni ragu-ragu dengan you, Rais, because you were in Bersatu, you were fighting, you were Tan Sri Mohidin's man. I'm always somebody's man. Either Tan Sri Mohidin's man, Tun Mahathir's man. But for Tun Mahathir, I'm Anwar's man. I pelik lah bila I jadi another person's man. Padahal saya Rais Hussein kan. So that's why when I got to know that, I didn't play any role lah in PKR. And until today, that is the truth, because that was presented to me bukan seorang senior leader, but 3 or 4 senior leader yang mengatakan you were too close to Tan Sri Mohidin, you were too close to Tun Mahathir, and therefore they were suspicious of you. Astaghfirullahalazim. I took a real move to masuk parti so that I can play a role, not politically, maknanya not so much as a position, power, this and that, but more of how can I contribute to the party. Tapi that was put a stop, and this senior leader told me, bukan 2 kali 3 kali, banyak kali, and different sources. So I kata okay lah, I'm fated to be somebody else's man.
Cuma another one before kita start segmen doktor. Doktor juga pernah bekerjasama dengan YB Rafizi waktu transition agreement untuk antara Tun Mahathir dengan Datuk Seri Anwar. Kalau doktor boleh brief kongsi.
Yes, that is a story of PH 1.0 lah. Masa itu saya banyak berbincang dengan Izzah as well. And I remember in Pantai Hospital, while my wife is still in the hospital, about to deliver the baby, we were in a there's a particular coffee shop bawah sana dekat pantai, the Zionist Starbucks. So dekat sana we spent about 2 hours, close to 2 hours, discussing what is the way forward and making Tun Mahathir PM again. Why? Because I said that's the only way to bring out Datuk Seri Anwar, pardon this, that process semua lah. Masa tu sebab masa tu kita DAP doesn't want to accept Tan Sri Muhyiddin as the PM candidate, if you remember correctly, Raf. But at that point of time, this is the only solution that we've had. And later, next day or the day after, Izzah went to London to discuss that. So transition agreement was July 14, 2017. Tak boleh lupa because the next day my twins were born, and that night sampai tengah malam tu bergaduh dekat PKR punya office tu by everyone lah. And then Tun Mahathir kata, look, if that is the case, we will leave. Salahuddin Arwah, if you remember correctly, he got up. Dia kata tak boleh macam ni. He went little bit, tak boleh macam ni. We need to do this. Then I asked Masito, if you remember, can you give us a 15 minutes, 30 minutes break? We'll come up with the agreement. So masa itu Raf brought up an agreement, I brought up an agreement. And dalam agreement tu adalah banyak yang sebelah ni lebih fokus on Datuk Seri Anwar, if you remember correctly, if you don't mind, truthfully kan. In my agreement, everything that Raf mentioned, pardon, transition, apa semua tu ada mention, ada dalam ni, tapi we also focus little bit on the a lot on the rakyat Malaysia. Why? My view is that this agreement will be leaked. In Malaysia, everything gets leaked. So I know it will be leaked. So that is why we suggested that. So Raf insisted to put 24 months. I said, do not put the 24 months.
I can't remember 24 months as in
2 years.
Release of Datuk Seri Anwar.
No. Become the PM. 24 months.
I insisted.
Yes, you insisted. I said, please.
Aku dah lupa sebenarnya.
But I said, no, if you do that.
Inilah sebabnya dia jadi open-ended tau.
Okay, let me explain to you, Raf. Because I said that then he'll become a sitting duck Prime Minister. So sebab masa tu, remember I'm not a politician, right? Saya betul-betul believe that everyone is in this together. I cannot unbelieve that, right? And the first one to sign the agreement was Tun. The second one was Kak Wan. The third one was Tan Sri Muhyiddin. The fourth one is Tan Kok Wai. And the fifth one was, I always call him Ustaz Masabu. And then the moment they signed, saya nak belah pergi hospital because my twins are about to arrive, kan? Then Mukris kata, you hold on first until the press conference is finished. So once the press conference is finished, this time I tak tanya siapa-siapa, saya cabut. I was tiptoeing into hospital Pantai masa tu. Then my wife said, oh, so you are here now. After all this, you are here now. Nasib baiklah the twins were not born yet and born the next day. It was a Saturday pagi. Alhamdulillah. Kalau tidak, women are very good in history, no? Tak boleh dia akan lupakan saya atau maafkan saya. So that was the experience that I had with Raf. We always have some interactions, positives and this and that. And he had Invoke, I had MA Research, I still have, and self-funded. And we do a lot of prediction, apa semua tu. Begitulah masa tu. Was excited because it gave that, orang kata apa, that the steroid to, you are doing something for the nation. Tapi after some time, you rasa macam kena tumbuk besar tau. Why? Because lepas jadi PM ataupun ni, nak access dia orang pun susah. Because it's circumambulated, ditawaf oleh, ring fence by certain people. Begitulah. And then, interestingly with Datuk Seri Anwar also, before joining, I did told him the house dekat MCOP Mall tu, there's a one.
Gasing.
Bergasing. So saya bagi tahu, Dato' Sri, I'm a very disappointed man in many things in this political ni. I'm joining you. Please make sure you take care of the people. Please take care of the people, because affordability is a very important thing. Raf, you remember masa itu dia ada 5 perkara lah. I used to discuss about perut economy, if you remember. Tan Sri Muhyiddin used that quite a lot. Mitigation of cost, cost of living, affordable healthcare, affordable housing, dignified and quality jobs, and ada lagi satu ni, 5 perkara ni which is important. More than 90% of the people want that. So kita we are going to make a change. Tapi bila kena tumbuk besar macam tu, lepas tu kali ni pula kena tumbuk lain pula ceritanya. Tak boleh trust, because he's too close to Tun Mahathir and Tan Sri Muhyiddin. He's a Tan Sri Muhyiddin's man. So I pelik betul. So that's why Raf, that's why if you notice all these years after I joined, I've never been in the PKR punya mainstream politics. Ini revelation tu nak lah. But that's the fact. And I still do not understand why am I distrusted that way.
Okay, baik Doktor.
Tapi I was appointed Admiralty by Dato' Sri Anwar.
Baik. Okay. Baik, kita teruskan kepada segmen yang, jadi YB Raf sendiri pun minta guest yang kita jemput ni go through juga segmen-segmen yang kita biasanya.
Itu untuk membantu saya kurang bercakap bagi
Clever.
Kau tidak letih.
Cuma kita akan fokus dekat ART dan juga Bersatu lah, I think. Jadi yang lain tu kita akan expedite sikit. Baik, kita ada Abah PMX.
Ini kena tanya Dr. Rais.
How's Dr.
Do you still keep in touch dengan Tan Sri Muhyiddin?
Very much. And Tan Sri Muhyiddin ni is to me lah, on a personal level, he's a very good man. And I have no complaints about him. And semasa dia jadi Perdana Menteri, I have quite easy access to him. Alhamdulillah. And if you remember during his PMship, there was an issue that I cannot support and I was very much against it, was 5G, single wholesale network, which I believe it's a scam. And saya pergi jumpa dia a few times. Dia cakap, Rais, are you aware that this is we are doing this? I say, yeah, but it's a scam, Tan Sri. Give me 15 minutes, I will explain to you. And I explained to him why it was a scam. 5G single wholesale network was a failure in every country, in every territory and jurisdiction. Memang kecuali Brunei, but Brunei for their own peculiar reason lah, kecil 500,000 kan. So I always advocated multiple wholesale network. And when Dato' Sri Anwar became a PM, that was the only time lah I had a one-to-one session with him dekat apa nama ni, selepas tu completely ring fence. Tapi that was the only time. Met him in the parliament for about 40 minutes, and I explained to him again why we cannot do the single wholesale network. Of course the problem was inherited, and Alhamdulillah he agreed, but he did dual wholesale network. But when it comes to execution, I was not happy because it was given to a company that shouldn't be given. Should have been given to either Celcom or Maxis. So lain cerita. Cambodian minister who came to Malaysia, he wanted to meet up with me because of the right things that I've done. Alhamdulillah, my op-eds went to Cambodia. So, and I started by saying that if people have brains, then they wouldn't go for single wholesale network. So the minister was shocked. At the time, Cambodia wants to go for a single wholesale network. And then I explained to them why. It was failure everywhere. Kenya lah, mana lah, everywhere. Rwanda, for God's sake. They did go to single wholesale network, lepas tu dia pulih balik multiple wholesale network. Tapi Malaysia kita masih persistent. Thanks to some guy known as Zafrul lah. But Tan Sri Muhyiddin was willing to listen, and he's very calm and composed person. Dia tak mudah melata. So those are the things that ni lah. Of course, I did not agree about the takeover of the government. That's why in fact, if you remember, 3 or 4 days before those things happened, I was in BFM, and I pleaded that it should not happen. Tapi it happened lah. But he's a good man. He's a good man.
So ni macam mana ni dia beria nak jadi PM balik ni? Confident Tan Sri Muhyiddin.
For this context, tak
context,
boleh jadilah kot.
So macam mana? Saya my comment lah, ini orang yang baik dengan Tan Sri Muhyiddin. How you going to navigate this? Beria Tan Sri Muhyiddin.
My view is this. Please don't write him off because he is a very cool and composed person. Satu. Keduanya, Raf, you know, you've done with Infoc and I've done with MA Research. MA Research have good accuracy when it comes to election prediction outcomes. Kan? The last 6 state tu 95.6% accurate. When Terengganu kita kata 0 to ni, we got it right. We gonna whack lah sebelum tu. Our friends in UMNO was whacking me left, right, center. But it was the truth. The numbers are showing that this Perikatan Nasional, don't write them off, especially the Malay belt, and don't write them off. And
so kira beria ni kira
maaf tak boleh beria lah.
Wajarlah dia beria.
Wajar dia beria.
Yalah, so sebab Dr. Ais kata gaya macam Tan Sri Muhyiddin ada peluang untuk jadi PM.
The numbers are showing that, and unless the other start doing things that they're supposed to do. So if they do what they're supposed to do, right?
But PAS is not supporting him.
Okay, that
PAS doesn't want him to become Prime Minister. So macam mana kalau the strength of PN sebenarnya daripada Malay Belt and Bersatu bergantung kepada PAS. Jadi bila PAS memang quite clear sekarang nakkan Datuk Seri Hamzah dan bukan Tan Sri Muhyiddin, how is that going to work out?
PAS ni normally will shift dia punya decision making as and when it is required for them. Dia menghalalkan cara kan. If you remember, PAS ni pagi halal, tengah hari haram, petang halal again. So and the story about PAS disagreeing to Tan Sri ni comes through either grapevine ataupun banyaknya Wan Saiful and Wan apa nama tu seorang lagi ni,
Wan
Faizal. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether benda tu betul tidak. I think PAS will go for someone who they know will deliver. That is my experience with PAS. If the person can deliver and give that stewardship, they will go with them. But the present government, DAP will be there, 38, 40 macam tu. They are not going anywhere far away. Walaupun Chinese support adalah some challenges. Tapi the rest of them, they need to do what they're supposed to do.
You're talking about PKR lah.
PKR and the lead lah.
Well, UMNO, you mean PKR and UMNO.
UMNO, I have always have this. UMNO, they keep on telling. Recently, this thing is emerging very, very strongly. Dia kata dia tak sign dengan Pakatan Harapan. Dia tak sign dengan. Dia kata they form the unity government at the behest of the Tuanku Sultan, and that's it. Dia tak bagi tahu that they are locked in. Tak ada. My view is that 6 months or few months before the GE16, UMNO will say that thank you for the time, we had a good ride, and we are now going to go on our own. I think that's what's going to happen, because it's not going to be the way that we think it would happen. So maybe after GE16 discuss balik lah, depending on the result apa semua tu. I live in a place called Bukit Jelutong and Shah Alam, and Malay middle income and high income pun ada, tapi they rata-rata have started talking about ini tak boleh jadi. This what's happening now tak boleh jadi. We need to do better. We expecting more. When you promise the reform must be crystallized in action. Tapi benda tu sama aja 2 kali 5 kan. So when the perkataan 2 kali 5 comes about, so why? And some of them have started saying that politicians are like diapers. We need to change the diapers for the same reason. So that's how the thing is. So do not rule this guy out. My view is that do not rule this guy out. A little bit of tweaking. Sabah Sarawak will follow the winner. You have 165 parliamentary seats sebelah sini. He will follow the winner. So do not rule this guy out.
Pesanan untuk Wan Ahmad Faisal. Tak adalah.
Interesting, this one Saiful, Mazli and Abu Hafiz. I was the one who brought them into Bersatu. And convince them, because at the time Tan Sri lah bagi tahu we need good candidate to make them a candidate apa semua tu. Alhamdulillah all two of them became candidate. One Faisal was masa tu young, still very young and working for Sadiq kan. So and Mazli did win. One Saiful did not win at the time. But it's interesting how Tan Sri actually accommodated one Faisal a lot. And accommodated siapa nama ni Wan Saiful a lot, and now what's happening is happening. That's why politics ni kadang-kadang very difficult to understand.
Baik. Jadi
I'm talking to someone who sacrificed almost all his life for party kan.
Ayah lambat lagi, tapi ada acara bermaaf-maafan.
Beria ini orang beria.
Dato' Rais, are you aware?
Yes, I am aware of this incident. I saw that video where
itu menteri tuangkan air. Lepas tu ada orang ambil gambar cantik jadi tuang air.
Minister Nga telling like that, I will speak to your editor as well. Yalah, my first job was a journalist. I was a journalist in a paper called The Sun and then Star. Sun was a crime desk, which is good for politicians. I'm just kidding. Crime desk, and now after that I was in business desk. So banyak kali masa itu kena juga. Masa itu under era of Tun Mahathir. So politicians, ministers are demigod. So banyak kena macam tu. But now because of advent of social media and so on, you buat macam tu, kena lah. But I think the good thing is that Nga apologize. He entered the ego-free zone and apologize. Kalau kadang-kadang ada menteri yang very ego-full, tak nak kan, tapi yang ni nak tutup ni, dia minta maaf, okay lah.
Saya ada pandangan lain sikit lah. Sebenarnya itu salah satu sebab kenapa orang Melayu ada suspicion dengan DAP. Sebab by the time Nga Koming minta maaf kan, you tak boleh nak salahkan rakyat lah. Yang some journalists say the same thing. Yang benda tu sebenarnya superficial. Because yang keluar, attitude yang keluar masa menegur wartawan semua, I will call your editor, single out utusan, semua tu, itu sebenarnya a more truthful, orang kata truthful manifestation of what you think.
Because it was spontaneous.
Dan itu bukan perkara yang pertama kali berlaku kan? Jadi dia tidak membantu kos Pakatan Harapan lah dengan Melayu kan? Jadi kalau DAP tanya kenapa ada masalah, kenapa Melayu tak suka sebenarnya, kena hentikan benda-benda superficial macam ini. Dan sebahagian daripada sebab kenapa pengundi Melayu ada pandangan yang serong terhadap Nga Koming, kerana selalunya dia terlalu superficial. Jadi kalau nak Melayu, dia melayukan berpantun supaya mati semua, because people see through gimmick yang kita buat ni. In fact, kalau kita sebagai ahli politik terlalu bergantung kepada gimmick, then you are in trouble. Kerana orang melihat yang di belakang gimmick itu kan. Jadi kalau dia bend backwards, cuba orang kata try too hard semua, tiba-tiba keluar kejadian macam tadi. Dia sebenarnya menguatkan lagi persepsi dan pandangan. Dan ini bukan orang PAS, orang PN tau. Ini pengundi Melayu atas pagar. Jadi dia mungkin nampak perkara kecil kan, dia sebut, kemudian dia buat ni, tetapi dia tidak membantu kos Pakatan Harapan dengan pengundi Melayu lah. Yang ini yang lekat tau.
Baik.
Walaupun dia beria lah tuang air kan.